Give it up for Norman and Spartan!
Running title.
Switching to camera one. Video's ready. We're live.
Hi, my name is Corey Benke, and I'm with LiveX, and we're here at the DJI launch event. LiveX is a live streaming services company, and we do live broadcasts and live streaming for events, sports, music, anything that's live. One of the things about launching a product for a global brand like DJI is they need to go to multiple platforms to hit their users everywhere they are. Instead of choosing one platform, clients and customers and brands are choosing multiple platforms so they can get to where the people that use their products and like their products live. So one of the biggest challenges with this stream was that we had to go to over 10 platforms. And really, when it comes down to it, I felt really comfortable getting the T-Rex system because in one 3RU rack, you're able to get multiple encoders where I would need a box that is 9 times bigger than the T-Rex system in order to get the same reliability and the same quality of the encode.
So let's break down the technical workflow of our setup. We ingested the program feed with English audio into T-Rex cards 1 through 4 and program with Chinese voiceover audio into cards 5 through 7. Because this was a high-profile event, T-Rex helped us ensure maximum redundancy. We had each card encoding at different resolutions and bit rates for backup. The English language feeds were sent to a Sputnik server on the East Coast, while the Chinese language feeds were sent to a Sputnik server on the West Coast. We did this to reduce the latency of our transmission to China. From Sputnik, the feeds were then controlled by Core, Teradek's cloud-based management system, with a simple drag-and-drop UI. Streams were deployed to a variety of platforms. In the US, DJI's Facebook page, YouTube channel, and main site. In Europe, to DJI's local Facebook page. And in China, to DJI's official site, Youku, Weibo, NetEase, Yakai, and Tmall.
One of the things that I really like about Core is its simplicity and ease of use. By using T-Rex with Core, we're able to constantly monitor the stream, see the health of the system, see where our problems are, see how the bitrate's doing. And one of the nice things is that you control the end-to-end experience. You control the encoder, you control the Sputnik servers, and you control the decoder or whatever platform you're going to. It's really simple to drag and drop onto your encoder. So I see all my encoders, and then I can see all the destinations that I'm going to. So I can have my primary backup, like everything in one UI. Before, I would have to have a monitor for every encode station. So at the end of the day, I think it's a really good solution, especially when you need multi-distribution. In live streaming, there are no second chances. We have to bring it. Our clients expect us to deliver a stream to millions of people worldwide. There's a lot of time, there's a lot of effort, and when it comes to manpower, when it comes to redundancy, when it comes to reliability, that's really what we're looking for in the tools that we use every day. Using T-Rex and Core today, we were able to give our client DJI global brand exposure for their new tiny Mavic drone. And it was an amazing success.
Today we're talking about camera movement. We have the greatest panel in the world to talk about camera movement and advances this year, right? Some of the changes that we've seen over the last year. So, a great panel with some of the newest technology and some of the technology that's constantly evolving. So first, Sam Nuttman, owner-operator Motion Slate, fantastic gimbal operator, one of the guys who taught me how it actually works. It's amazing. Sean Brown, Motorized Precision, inventor and creator of this crazy robot. We'll talk about that more. Garrett Brown, famous Garrett Brown, inventor, founder of Steadicam. He's a legend. So if you don't know who he is, then I can't help you anymore. So, and Ray Reyes, Director of Technical Services at Tiffin Steadicam. Thank you all so much for coming. I really appreciate having you here today. Yeah. So, as I said, panel about motion today, what's happened in camera movement. I just wanted to start out asking the group, what's changed over the last year? What are the new things that you've seen in your section of the business? Gimbals, control, and how is that and sort of impacting and empowering filmmakers? So I'll start with you, Stan. What are you seeing? I know we've seen some updates from MoVI, from FreeFly, and from Roan, and from DJI, things like that.
Yeah, I think what's exciting now that what we're really seeing is sort of cross-platform integration.
Yeah.
So, for example, like we have a Dactyl Pro for motorized cable cam movement, and we fly drones. And now with the MoVI XL, we can put large lens, large format cameras on vehicles. So, it used to be that you'd have to have sort of a different ecosystem for every type of movement.
Yeah.
But now we can snap the camera off of a vehicle mount, put it on the cable cam, get that shot, snap that off, put it on a drone, and it's all the same control system. So once you know one system, you kind of know all of them. So that's like been the biggest thing is, when it comes to telling a story, is having all these options in your toolkit for how you want to move the camera.
Yeah, that's amazing. And the fact that you can mount these on a different head, on an arm
right
now, and it's sort of coming together. Those solutions were sort of far and few between originally.
And how quickly you can do it. That's the other thing is the setup time is so short now that a cable cam system can be set up in 30 minutes or an hour, and now you've got a camera flying over a crowd safely where you can't do that with a drone, or doing all these amazing chase scenes and stuff like that. So it's the versatility and how quickly you can do it.
That's amazing. Yeah. So Sean, same question for you, and I know you're in a sort of specialized ecosystem here, but we saw your rig first time last year, pretty amazing. And I'm just curious about how what's happened since then, which we saw last, and what this tool is empowering filmmakers.
Sure. Well, we got a lot of positive feedback last year, which led us to do a lot more projects.
Yeah.
And like Sam said, integration and speed is really important to people. So with Kira and with MP Studio, we integrate as much as we can.
Yeah.
Like you have the live view, you have the 3D view, you have the simple timeline. People can really understand how to get a shot that wasn't achievable before, and really fast.
Yeah.
So we could set up here in about 20 minutes. We could create a shot in about 2 to 3 minutes, and instantaneously you're getting feedback on shots you couldn't do any other way, and you can just play them over and over and over at speeds that you can't achieve with any other device, or really slow and just scale it, and just think of new ways to like, I want a shot that goes really slow, it takes about a day, and then really speeds up to like 1 second, like, okay, we can do that.
Yeah. So it's really about control and precision in that case, right?
Yeah.
So, and repeatability.
And then just being able to understand it. Being able to communicate with the operator or go to the software and say, I see what's going on here, I see what it's allowing me to do, and start doing it.
So, Garrett and Ray, I'll ask both of you, and I know there's some, Steadicam is, well, from the very beginning, it's about innovation and change and new features. I think, I saw this crazy arm thing over there. I know you're constantly changing this platform and even adding integrations to other platforms, gimbals and other things. So can you talk about a little bit of the things that have been going on over the last 12 months since we...
Yeah, I mean, Ray and I are shaking our heads listening to you guys, Sam and Sean, because I feel like a dinosaur among mammals, a couple of mammals here.
Well, I think these things are...
No, but
it's not going anywhere. We know that.
No, we're still a Tyrannosaurus.
I mean...
But the astounding thing is when I got in the game, there was one way to move things smoothly. You're on the dolly. That's it. It's very hard for filmmakers today to remember where we came from.
Yeah.
And listening to you guys talk about the facility of all this and the speed and of course the stability of these platforms is awe-inspiring.
Yeah.
This is stuff that in my Newtonian world we had to work really hard to get it stable, and we had to apply a bunch of skill.
Right.
It's a bit like a violinist, you know, who does it manually in analog, confronting a sampler, you know, a synthesizer, some brilliant, you know, synthesized music, you know. And of course, what you guys do is perfectly valid. It's the real thing. And I have always thought it's what humans want to see. We don't want to see handheld, bloody handheld. We want to see like we see.
Yeah.
We see with an amazing computer in our heads, we see it smooth. You know?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's a fabulous era. I'm so happy that I'm still poking around and
No,
watching
it's amazing.
You trailblazed the way forward for us. As you were creating advancements, you gave us ideas on how we can create advancements and build upon what has been created before us.
Yeah, no, it's a marvel, and the beneficiaries, number one, are the filmmakers that get to rock and roll with this stuff,
Right.
and the audience.
Yes.
You know,
Right.
It's pretty amazing, as you said, how we built upon this over time.
say that again.
It's
What's
pretty
that?
amazing how it's been built upon over time. And I know, as of recently, I mean, it's not like you guys are standing still. It's far from it. You know, the tools keep getting better and stronger and less expensive and a broader appeal. I know, Ray, one of the things you were talking about just a minute ago, though, too, is how you're integrating with other platforms now. Like the integration with the SteadyMate, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, well, that's the great thing, I think, is the music that's being made, the beautiful music that's being made, that's being married between all the technologies. You know, it's just like a traditional instrument versus something that's electronic.
Yeah.
It all comes together
Right.
and it makes beautiful music. And that's what is driving us to still be innovative and still create. So we do have things like the SteadyMate that can help the operator carry it and be more efficient. You know, we've got some other devices that we'll be announcing soon too that go onto a traditional system that also help with electronics and controlling the movement and helping the operator really lose the mental wear that's on them to frame and compose, so they can actually create the shot and really focus on the storytelling, which is the most important part, right, is the storytelling.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're doing, is giving people the tools to tell the stories and do it well, do it efficiently, you know.
And it's an art form. I mean, it's an art form, and I like you bring the music part up to it because it is an art form, no matter what.
And
It's
at
an art
the heart
form.
of it is the human artist is at the heart of it. At
Always.
the heart of what you do. The human is programming this thing.
Right,
The machine
right.
is not dreaming up its own shots yet.
We're just getting,
That's what we're
we're
on
trying
for.
to make sure that the technology gets out of the way. It's there for the people that
Yeah.
want it.
Exactly.
We give them the tools that
And
they're
the more
asking
transparent.
for to allow them to be creative.
Yes.
And then we get out of the way, you know,
right,
and then
absolutely.
use it, and then create and put it out to the world.
No, it's thrilling. And, you know, in all of my gadgets, you know, what counts is the bloke or the woman behind it, you know. When we're teaching people, we're saying, you know, without the will to have a specific shot, whether it's, you know, on your gear or yours or mine, without the will for a specific effect, you're just a wanderer, you know, you're in the random universe and something may or may not come out, you know. So that's still and always the heart of it is the operating mentality. And I'm a huge fan of great operating. You know. It's the unsung art of movie making. You know?
It really is. I mean, I go to the SOC Awards every year, and one of the things that you take out of that, when you look at it in context, and it's easy not to look at it sometimes, even from a filmmaker, even from all of us. You can start looking at a film and be in awe of the lighting or be in awe of the beautiful shots. And I love cinematography, but when you start to notice the actual the movement of the camera, what it actually brought to it, it's funny. The people don't even necessarily. It becomes the viewer, I think, and it's different than just, you know, a scenic. You know, it's something very different. So
Ray and I have always thought that operating was much more important than acting or directing.
Yeah, we'd all like to think so.
Well, one thing that can
we
take
need more
you out of
awards
the
for
image.
that.
That's right. Well, you know, when you watch a movie like Birdman that was celebrated
exactly.
for
It's a
camera
storytelling
moving,
device.
yeah,
Or Revenant.
Revenant, oh my
Revenant
God.
is
And that's-
astounding.
and
unbelievable. I mean, I'm watching, you know, certain shots, trying to figure out how they move the camera around these people in these environments is unbelievable. And so, of course, the director of photography should get accolades for being in command of
Yeah,
setting
of course.
that up.
Right.
But the guy who's carrying the camera is also like
Yeah.
he's the one sweating it out. He's the one
It's
saying,
storytelling.
yes, I can give that a shot. You know.
And the trick that's being played too, even for us, to try to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, well, what did they use there?
Yeah.
And when you
Like
can't
when he's
tell,
on the horse or Revenant, like how
Yeah.
do they do that?
And that's the best
Brilliant.
moment when you
Behind
can't
the
figure
scenes.
it
I
out.
want to see how that works.
When the technology becomes seamless and you can't see how it was done, that's the magic moment.
Yeah.
We're talking
You
about
know?
unsung heroes here.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
Yeah.
the people behind the camera, the people that are holding the weight of the film in the way.
Yeah,
Quite literally.
and the masseuses behind them.
The masseuses behind them. Yeah.
The what?
The masseuses
masseuses,
behind
yeah.
the Steadicam.
Yeah.
So
No,
how do you
it's
think?
the story. That's the thing.
It's the
Yeah.
story.
There you go.
Yep.
It should get lost in there. Really, if it's told right, you shouldn't be thinking about these things. Unfortunately,
We can't help it.
Well, we all do a little bit, right?
The second time we watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Watch it again. So how do you think then, building on that, these tools enable, directors, director of photography, directors themselves, producers to do more? I mean, from your experience on set, I mean, is it something? Is it you bringing this the part to the story? Are you adding to that storytelling, or is it? How are they utilizing these tools?
Sure. I mean, it goes both ways. Usually, when I'm asked to do a shoot, they already have ideas as to what they want to shoot and how they want to do it. And if depends on the relationship I have with them, but a lot of times I will bring up ideas. Maybe I'll just bring a cable cam system with me in my car.
Yeah.
And they'll talk about a shot and be like, "Can we do a drone shot over like this audience or whatever?" And I go, "Well, that's illegal. We can't do that. But we could move the camera in the same way. If that shot's important to the story, let's talk about other ways we can do it.
Right.
Let's string a cable over it and put the camera on that."
Yeah.
So being able to do that on the fly and say it'll take 30 minutes or 45 minutes or whatever, that allows us to tell a story in the best way possible without potentially injuring somebody or breaking a law or whatever the case may be. So again, it's about telling a story. Every time it's about, why are we doing this shot?
Right.
If it's just for something cool, okay, well, if you're paying me, we'll do whatever you want. But if you really want to know what's important, it's telling the story the best way possible. And for that, any tool is potentially the best tool. Whether it's putting a GoPro on something because you need it to fit in a small space, or putting a MoVI XL on a cable cam, it always comes back to that. Why are we doing the shot? Is this the best tool to do it?
And there's another weird aspect, which is a hazard for us, and that is we're still at the mercy of whoever downstream edits the show. And so you not only have to deliver this in a weird sort of way, you also have to sell the idea, or it has to sell itself. So, or one of my